Hello, welcome to Give Me Life Africa. My name is Mercy Onyancha, and today we are going to make the blanket that you see on the thumbnail. These are the requirements for the blanket. You will need Winter King yarn. Winter King is a Kenyan brand, and I'm going to use it in 3 shades. So we have color maroon, which is color 546. We have navy blue 518, and color white, that is 525. So these are the 3 colors that you will need for this project. You will need roughly 400 grams of these 2 colors, and let's say 350 of color white. And today I'm going to use a 3.0 millimeter crocheting hook. 3.0 millimeters crocheting hook. I have a darning needle to do the finishings, and I have scissors to cut off the ends after I'm done doing the finishings. So welcome, and let us learn together. Now this blanket is a design by Mspagerix. In Instagram, she goes by the handle Mspagerix, and she has so many lovely patterns, blanket patterns, and today we are going to make this particular pattern. On Facebook, she goes by the name Kelly Martino, so you can follow her on Facebook and Instagram, Mspagerix, so that you can learn of the very many different designs that she has. So before we get into the crocheting, there are a few things that you need to know. First, this is a C2C join as you go, corner to corner, join as you go pattern. We will not be working these pieces differently, separately, and then joining them. We will work one after the other, joining them as we go. That is why it's called a C2C join as you go. Now, before we crochet, there are 3 things that you need to know. Number 1, you need to know how to make a C2C crochet pattern. You need to know how to make it. And then number 2, you need to know how to do the rectangle of the C2C. As you can see, we have very many rectangles we are working on. I know we are used to squares, but you need to know how to make the rectangles. And then number 3, you need to know how to join these pieces as you go. So those are the 3 things I'm going to teach you today before we get into the sequence in which you're going to join the colors as we work this pattern. Welcome. Now I'm going to name the colors in the sequence that I'm going to use them. This section will be color A, which is our navy blue. Then this is B, which is our maroon. And then we have C, which is color white. So that is how we will mix these colors. Now we begin with navy blue. How to make a C2C crocheting pattern. Make a slip knot. You make a slip knot, and then chain 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. After you chain the 6, I hope it's clearer now, it's a dark color, yarn over, work a double crochet on the 4th chain from your hook. So 1, 2, 3, and on the 4th, work a double crochet. Into the next chain, work another double crochet, and into the last chain, you work a double crochet. So our round 1 is done. Before I forget, for C2C, you work from the right to the left. Right to the left. So we are working this pattern. I'm showing you how to crochet a C2C pattern. So we have worked the first round. We are going to the next round. You chain 6 again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yarn over. Work on the 4th chain from the hook. So this chain here, you work a double crochet. Then into the next chain, the next here, work another double crochet, then to the last chain, the third chain here, you work a double crochet. So you have a chain 3, and 3 double crochets. When you get to this part, turn this piece like this, and then into this, between the double crochet and the chain 3 space that we had worked in this first round, you slip stitch into it. So work a slip stitch, then chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and work 3 double crochets into this chain 3 space. Insert your hook here, yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, and then yarn over, pull through the last 2. Work the second double crochet and then the final double crochet. So our round 2 is done. As we said, you work from the right to the left. So our row 1, and then this is row 2. We are going to row 3. Chain 6 again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yarn over into the 4th chain from your hook, this chain here, work a double crochet. Into the next 2 chains, work double crochets. So into this one, a double crochet, and into the next here, a double crochet. Turn your work like this, and into this chain 3 space here, between the double crochets and the chain 3 of the previous round, row you work a slip stitch. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and work 3 double crochets into the chain 3 space. So 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch into this next cluster here, between the double crochet and the chain 3, make a slip stitch. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and work 3 double crochets into it. So 1, 2, and 3. So we have row 3 done. It's not very clear because it's a dull color, but I hope you can see it. So we have three clusters in our row 3. 1, 2, 3 clusters. So the sequence is the number of clusters determines the number of rows that you have worked both sides. So let me show you the last round before I show you how to make a rectangle out of it. So chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Yarn over into the 4th chain from your hook, work a double crochet, into the next another double crochet, and into the final chain you work a double crochet. So you have a chain 3 and 3 double crochets. Turn your work like this. Into this chain space here, slip stitch, chain 3, and then work 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch into this space, chain 3, and work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. Slip stitch here, chain 3, and work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So our row 4 is done. Now for this pattern, we need, this is the graph that you are going to use. I'm going to attach it on the video so you can pause, screenshot, and then print it so that you can zoom in. Let me try and get closer. Now there are these tiny boxes here. They are the determinants of the number of rows that you work up and across. So every small square represents a cluster. Now we have already worked 4, 2, 3, and 4, and 4 on this other side. So let us count how many we need upwards and then across. So you need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So you're going to work 8 clusters upwards, and then across, let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. So we need 15 here and 8 on this side. Let me take a pen and write it down. This is 8 and this is 15. And then for this maroon space, you will need, let's see, it's not zooming in closely, but from the graph I'm going to send, this one is not clear. From the graph I'm going to send, you will see it is 4, and then this is 4 also. This is 4, and this one is 20. 4, 4, 4, 20, 4, 4, 4, 8. And on this other side, this is 4, 4, 4, 20, 4, 4, 4, 15. So these are the number of clusters that we are working in every block. So we have worked up to row 4. I want us to get to row 8, and then I will show you how to make the rectangle. So I have done 8 rounds, but as we said, you work from the right to the left. So this is how it looks. Working with dark colors is not interesting, but let us confirm. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So we have done 8 rows. To confirm also, you can count the number of clusters along this diagonal line so that you know how many rows that you have done. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Now this is our graph. We are supposed to work 8 upwards and then 15 on this side. So I'm going to show you how to work a rectangle, because this is a rectangle. Now what you do, we have already done the 8 that we needed, so we are going to start reducing on this side. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work, and then slip stitch into this space. So we are reducing it this way. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and work 3 double crochets here. 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch into the next space, chain 3, and work 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch into this. Now do this up to the end of this row. So here you slip stitch, chain 3, and work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, and 3. So we are at the end of row number 9. Chain 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Work onto the 4th, a double crochet. 5th chain, you work a double crochet, and into the final chain here, you work a double crochet. Slip stitch into this space and continue up to the end of this. So this is the end of this row. Slip stitch into this space, chain 3, 2, 3, turn your work and slip stitch here. So this is how your work should look. we are making decreases on this side. We are making decreases across and making increases here. So you will have a constant 8 clusters because we are not making an increase on this side. So you'll have a constant 8 clusters. To confirm that you have 15 rows on this side, just count the number of clusters that you have on this. So work 15 clusters here and then get back. So we have done 15. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. Now we're going to make decreases this side and this other side. So this is how you do the decreases. Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3. Turn your work and then slip stitch into this space. Chain 3, work 3 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3, and then slip stitch here. So this is what you will do. You will make decreases on both sides up to the end. You will form a rectangle. So this is how you finish off. I have done my last here. So chain 3, turn your work, and then slip stitch here. Chain 1, fasten well, and then cut your yarn. Now the next tactic I'm going to show you is how to change the colors. So now we are going to work color maroon. So this is how I fix my colors. I hold my yarn like this, insert my hook into this, between these chain 3s, here, this space, insert your hook and then pull your yarn. I don't like doing the finishing, so I work through and then I will just cut the yarn. So chain 3, 1, 2, 3, release your yarn, and then chain 3 more. So in total you should have 6. Yarn over, work into the 3rd chain a double crochet, yarn over, work a double crochet into the next chain, and then a double crochet into the final chain. So you have this, slip stitch between these 2 clusters. We have this cluster and this cluster, so slip stitch here. Chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then work a slip stitch into the next, between the next 2 clusters, this cluster and this other. So work a slip stitch. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, turn your work, and then work 3 double crochets into this chain 3 between this in this space here. So work 1, 2, and 3. Slip stitch between the chain 3 space and the double crochets. Chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and work 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, and 3. So our round 2 is done. We're going to round 3. You chain 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then work double crochets from the 4th chain. 1, 2, and 3. Turn your work, slip stitch in this space, chain 3, and work 3 double crochets. 2 and 3. Slip stitch into the next, chain 3, and work 3 double crochets. 1, 2, 3. So we are attaching here and then working 4 of these of these clusters upwards. So let's attach it to this place. So slip stitch here, chain 3, 1 2 3, and then slip stitch here, chain 3, turn your work, and then work 3 double crochets. So we are at round 4, 2 and 3, slip stitch and continue to this end. So this is it. We have done 4, 1 2 3 4. So we are going to decrease this side, 1 2 3. You turn your work and then slip stitch into this place. So this is what will happen. You will be decreasing on this side but attaching on this other side the way I showed you here. Now do this up to the end. Now after you're done with the maroon, you will go back to the navy blue. Now this is the sequence in which you're going to work these colors. We work this one, number 1, then we go to number 2 here, number 3, and then we do a strip of the white up to this part. So this will be our number 4. Then you will work number 5, number 6, and then number 7, and then this strip here will be our number 8. To attach this graph here, it's already numbered on how you're going to work the squares. So as we said, you do 1 2 3 4, then we have 5 6 7 and 8. Then you go to 9 10 11 12 13 14. So I will attach this, you can print, and then it will be easier to write off. For me, when I finish doing a section, I just cross it like that, so that I know what I have done and what I'm left with doing. As we said earlier, this is the sequence 1 2 3 4 5 6 7. Now working number 8 is a little bit different, attaching it, so I will show you. Here for this strip you're supposed to work all the way, but because I want to show you how to attach number 8, this is how it will look like when you are done working the other 7 portions from 1 to 7. So this is what you will do. I'm going to use color green so that you can see the difference. Now this is what I do. Insert your hook here where you had slip stitched. So you insert your hook and I will attach my hand like this, and then work 3 chains. So 1 2 and 3. Slip stitch between these 2 clusters, this and this one here. Make a slip stitch, work 3 chains. So 1 2 and 3. This is what you will have. Turn your work and then work 3 double crochets here. 1 2 and then 3. Slip stitch between these 2 clusters, the maroon ones here. Chain 3, 1 2 3, and slip stitch into the next, between the next 2 clusters. Chain 3, turn your work. So for this row, or for this technique, we are attaching both sides. You are attaching both sides, vertically on this side and on this other side. Slip stitch here, chain 3, and work 3 double crochets. So 1 2 and then 3 double crochets. Slip stitch between these 2 clusters, chain 3, and then slip stitch here, chain 3, and repeat, depending on how many you are working. So for this instance, assuming I was working this row alone, I would work up to this part and then I start decreasing while still attaching on this other side, get to this corner and then decrease. So this is how we will work block number 8. and any other that requires you to attach on both sides. Now I have finished my blanket. I'm going to share a few photos so that you can see how it looks. Now I want to do the border, and we said we need to make a foundational stitch here all round so that you can do the finishing that you need. I know we all have different preferences on how we want our blanket finished, so this is what I will do. Attach your yarn at the end here between these two stitches, any of the corners that you choose. Attach your yarn, chain one, and work a single crochet into this place. Then chain two, 1 and 2. Between the next two clusters here, work a single crochet. Chain 2. Between the next two clusters, a single crochet. Chain 2 again. Between these two clusters, work a single crochet. So do this. You chain 2 and then a single crochet between the clusters. A chain 2 and a single crochet between the clusters. At the corners here, at this point here, I will work a single crochet, a chain 2 and a single crochet into this corner here and every other corner around. So now work this up to the end of the round. Now I've done my round. It's called the border preparation round. As I said, you chain 2, single crochet between the clusters, chain 2 and then single crochet between the clusters. But this depends on your tension. This depends on your tension. For those who are loose crocheters, you can chain 1 and then single crochet between the clusters. You chain 1 and work a single crochet between the clusters. But if you are a tight one, or you're using a smaller hook, the way I'm using a 3mm hook, you can work 2 chains and a single crochet. Now we're going to round 2 of the border. You chain 1 and work a half double crochet into the previous single crochet that you had worked, and into this chain 2 space here, the chain 2 that we had worked, I will work 2 half double crochets, and into the previous single crochet I work a half double crochet. Into the chain 2 I work 2 half double crochets. So into the single crochet, half double crochet, and into the chain 2, 2 half double crochets. Now do this all round. So for this round we are going to work another row of half double crochets. So you chain 1 and work a half double crochet here, but now I'm not going to work in this space. I'm going to work between the half double crochets. So you work between the previous half double crochets. You work a row of half double crochets. It makes it have a good finishing. So do this, and then for the next round you'll be working reverse single crochets. To finish off the round, you'll be working reverse single crochets. For watching, I hope it was helpful. I'm going to attach all these graphs. They're important to use, and this numbered one, so that you know the sequence in which you're going to work the blocks. And I'm grateful. When you're done doing your blankets, please tag us. You can tag me. Give Me Life Africa. There's a page on Facebook and a group. You can join and then share your work. Give Me Life Africa. You can also find me in Instagram. My handle is at Give Me Life Africa _, or you can tag Kelly Martino on Facebook, or on Instagram her handle is Mspagerix, this handle. So you can also tag her so that we can admire the good pieces that you've made. So thank you very much. Until next time, bye bye.